So I'm super excited to unbox and review the TicWatch Pro 5. I've been a long TicWatch Pro 3 user and I love it so much. I've used so many different fitness trackers and smartwatches on this channel, review them all, and I just keep coming back to this one. This has been my daily driver for the longest time and has been on my wrist the longest. And I love it because it has that dual display technology. And what really excites me about this is the new Wear OS 3.0 and of course the new Snapdragon chip that's on this that's gonna make it so much more faster. So let's unbox it, let's go right into the review and I'll give you my thoughts near the end. So let's get right into it. All right, so the TicWatch Pro 3 has been on my wrist for so long. I am very excited to switch to this one right here. So let's unbox it, but first let's go into the actual specs here. So we have the TicWatch Pro 5. And of course, it's powered by Wear OS, and it's the new operating system. So I'm really looking forward to that, especially as a developer. Maybe I can build some more new apps. Now, this is the creme de creme of all the specs, the Snapdragon W5 Plus Gen 1. So this is a very new chip. It's very powerful and power efficient, so I'm excited to put it through the test. We have a new mechanical rotating crown navigation, so that's very exciting. This one, the old one did not have anything like that or any way to rotate it. Oh, nice. I got a review from my app, Transit Now. You should check it out. I'll leave a link in the description for it. Yeah, this watch has been fantastic. I love just seeing my next event. It's like I got a meeting tomorrow at 11:30. Just having that omnipresent weather and then having the notification appear right here. It's just great. And then that always on display is so key. I'm going to explain why I love it so much. So it is definitely still here. Where is it? Yeah, dual display with interactive and customizable ultra low power display. So the reason why I love this dual display is, first of all, you get great battery life. I've been having such great battery life with this, and it's the only smartwatch that I can tolerate. Anything less than a day, I can't tolerate it. And this has sleep tracking and all the fun stuff that you typically get, all the health monitoring, which is very battery intensive. So yes, long battery life is the next thing on the spec. Fast charge. Now this to me is going to be a game changer because what I typically do with my TicWatch Pro 3 is, so when I go take a shower, I'll just take it off and charge it up, and it's actually been kind of quite sustainable. I never had to actually wait for this thing to charge because by the time I'm done taking a shower, it's ready to go. I'm never in a situation where I run out of power. Even when I'm traveling with this, it's been great, but there are some circumstances, some rare cases where I do wish the charger was a little bit faster. So I'm really excited for that long battery life. And I wonder if the old charger will work on this one. So we got the military grade protection, 5 ATM, water resistance, and that's great. I don't recommend putting this in the ocean water because of acidity from the salt. Built-in compass, GPS, and barometer, one-tap measurement of multiple health metrics. To me, that's very interesting. Recovery time, VO2 max, some new stats, professional workouts, and over 1,000 smartwatch faces. Now, I like this smartwatch face the most. The way it works is you have all these complications. The most important thing I need to see is notifications, the upcoming weather, and my next meeting. So these are the most important and they are very essential. Another thing I really recommend installing, and I'll put a link in the description, is this swipe navigation where you can go and see tiles. And then here you can go into, let's say, for example, your notes or the Google Maps or whatever. So let's go open up my app. So you got notifications and you can see that the notification is right here. So it makes it very nice to see when the next bus is coming, for example. So let's go ahead and unbox this. Wow. All right, let's do a side-by-side comparison right away. Oh, wow, this looks heavy duty. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Let's remove this. Wow, this array of sensors looks a lot more substantial than the TicWatch Pro 3. If I look at them side by side, it looks like it's going to do a better job. It just feels like it's built more like the Apple Watch kind of way. But we got the same charging prong pins over here. Feels very light. Okay, rotating crown, very nice. We have a button over here. So we still have two buttons. You have your microphone over there. We got the speakers. They look very nicely pronounced instead of two little grills, that has 4 grills here. Now the thing with measurements online, it can be very confusing. Is the measurement with the included bands or is it without? So in this case, we'll just compare both with the bands on. So 63 grams, and this one right here 61. So only 2 gram difference. So not bad, not bad. Okay, I'm gonna remove the bands to see what the actual weight difference is in terms of only the actual watch. So let's remove the bands. I think they're more or less interchangeable. The bands on these are excellent. They're made of, you know, high grade silicone, so they don't get all sticky when you're done working out. So we got 42 grams on the original TicWatch Pro 3, 44. Okay, so there's literally a difference of 2 grams. 42, 44. 19 for the original straps. 19. So they're exactly the same. I like that they got rid of the orange kind of look to this one over here. I didn't really, it kind of was accruing some gunk in it. The orange fabric kind of makes it look more worn out, I guess, over time. Whereas this one is just one solid piece. So it's going to be easier to clean and it's not going to kind of wear out. So just a word of warning, if you plan on changing your band, make sure you get the 24mm band for the new TicWatch Pro 5. The previous version, the TicWatch Pro 3, was using a 22mm band, and I made the mistake of buying a 22mm bands for the new TicWatch Pro 3. So now I have to return them, which is unfortunate. I have to say, I've been sleeping with the original TicWatch Pro 3 like for a long time. I've never felt any discomfort or anything like that. It's been very, very easy on my wrist. And I don't have the thickest wrist, I don't know. But it's just been a very comfortable watch to wear. And it's very strange because it's so big. You think that it would be uncomfortable, but I don't know how they did it. They use really good lightweight materials that are very durable. By the way, this has been standing the test of time. I've been rock climbing with it. No issues at all. So I hope that this is going to be more or less the same. All right, let's check out the charging cable. It's probably going to be the same as the original. Yeah, it looks very, very similar to the original. I wonder if you can use this one on the original and vice versa. So, oh, what we got here? More stuff? Ah, just instructions. Boo. I thought it would be like another strap or something. So we got safety instructions, warranty cards, and whatnot. Nothing special to look here. All right, let's take the cable out. Now I do wish I had Qi wireless charging. That way I don't have to carry a proprietary cable. But these are pretty cheap. You can buy them on Amazon and get like a third party. They're not going to charge as fast, I've noticed, but yeah, we'll test this all and see how it works. All right, so apparently we don't need to use the Wear OS app anymore. We can just install the Mobvoi Health app, and it's telling us to do that right now. Yeah, I have to say the sound of this sounds really, really good. Like holy, like the sound quality that you get. Oh wow, it's fully charged, so I don't need to charge it anymore. All right, I'm gonna enable all this stuff here. Steps, heart rate, location, motion state, calendar, microphone, stress level, blood oxygen, respiratory rate, skin temperature, barometer, data sync. Let's do it. Enable it all. Wow, so this is a very dense watch face. Look at all that information. You got the barometer, your next calendar event, the time, the date, the battery charge, the heart rate. My new favorite watch face is an exclusive one from the Pixel Watch. Unfortunately, you can't download it, but thankfully you can sideload it. I've included instructions on how to do this in the description of this video. I just love how simple it is. It has an OLED-friendly display, which makes it more battery efficient, and it supports all the complications. I love that the ultra-low power display has a notification icon, which means that you don't have to always turn on your display if you want to check for notifications. So right away, I really like this new menu system. When I scroll down, that looks very, very nice. So we got airplane mode. Oh, we can scroll up. We got more options. Oh, we can even edit. That is amazing. So a lot of customization. Okay, so we can adjust the brightness. We have adaptive brightness, which is very, very nice because some smartwatches don't have that. You got your water mode, flashlight. I use this all the time. Having a flashlight on your wrist is actually very, very helpful. I actually binded it to this here. So if I click on my watch, so I just click on the side, it turns on the watch. So I press this. So I'm gonna be doing that on this watch too. So it's kind of funny how the flashlight kind of fades off, and I think they do that for their Pixel Watch. The Pixel Watch has a huge bezel, whereas this one doesn't have such a big bezel. So yeah, it's kind of funny to do that. So like, I really like that the bezel's kind of small. Like look how much screen real estate you have there. That's absolutely amazing. In addition to the flashlight, you get a red light mode, which is very handy to prevent your eyes from being strained late at night in pitch black situations. So the old version is using version 2.41 and the new version is using 3.5. So that's a substantial upgrade. And I know that they're going to eventually bring the new Wear OS 3.0 on the older watches, the TicWatch E3, the Pro 3. However, the reason why there's a delay is apparently they have an issue with their custom hardware, their coprocessor, to make the experience better, the battery life better. It was hard to port over the software for the older platform. So maybe that's why there's a delay. But thankfully on this watch, everything feels very, very snappy so far with the new processor.
This is a testament to how fast the voice recognition is and how it just feels very snappy overall when speaking to it and just getting everything loading up in terms of the app and the microphone. I'm going to take a quick note with Google Keep because I like to take notes throughout the day and it's very important that I log this stuff.
All right, so I think this might be a really cool battery saver feature. I'm going to test this out. It's called auto switch by schedule and it turns on the essential mode. So from 11:30 to 8:30, it's going to automatically turn on if I leave this watch out of my wrist, if I'm not wearing it, or if I'm going to sleep. It does not affect your sleep tracking, which is very, very nice. It'll automatically enter it and exit out of it at night. This is going to really help with the battery life, especially if, let's say, you're on vacation, you don't want to bring your charger, maybe you want that extra 3-day battery life. Well, this is going to really help. So when it goes to essential mode, it shows the low power, the ultra low power display. And if I want to get back into it, I think I have to long press to restart it to go back into the regular mode. So one of the things I really want to test is the NFC. I want to see how strong the NFC field communication is, because one of my criticisms with the old TicWatch Pro 3 is that I had to move this pretty close to the terminal in order to make a payment or something like that. I'm hoping that this is a little bit stronger in terms of the field at which it connects.
One thing I want to mention is the sound quality during a phone call is excellent. I've had excellent phone calls on my wrist and it has been a major improvement from the previous TicWatch Pro 3. And another thing that has been a huge improvement is the quality haptics. Every time you get a notification, it just feels like a gentle nudge. The new TicWatch Pro 5 has a really premium haptic motor embedded inside.
Now, one thing I'm going to miss from Wear OS 2.0, and I hope they bring to Wear OS 3.0, and this is not a fault of Mobvoi, this is a fault of Google, is the gesture navigation. I love the wrist gestures. If I want to use my wrist to kind of see notifications, scroll through them, it's so nice to not have to touch your phone and scroll.
So after having used the rotating crown, I have to say it has been a game changer. I don't really miss the gestures anymore. I love being able to quickly scroll through my notifications on the main screen. It just feels so elegant. And if I want to get into the tiles, basically the top settings, it just a little scroll down and I can turn on my flashlight or access settings and stuff like that. So the rotating crown is a welcome change and it's very seamless.
Now, this is one of the things I really like about the TicWatch Pro 3 is that you can set a kind of a typical sleep cycle so that the battery is more effectively used. You're not trying to track for your sleep all throughout the day. It's only during certain periods. So yeah, I'm going to have my sleep cycle anywhere from, I go to bed pretty dang late. So I'm going to maybe 1 a.m. Maybe I should start going to bed a little bit earlier. And I usually wake up around 9, maybe even later. And then we have the non-tracking time. I don't want to track from 11 a.m. all the way to 11 p.m. So this is going to help save battery. This is a very nice feature that was in the TicWatch Pro 3, and we still have it here, which is very nice because Wear OS doesn't have really good native sleep tracking. So thank goodness that Mobvoi provides it. Yeah, I want the sleep respiratory rate. Oh, very cool. So you can adjust the SPO2 settings. This is one of my critiques in my previous review of the TicWatch Pro 3. So let's see what settings we got here. So we can change it to every hour. This is obviously going to be more intensive because it uses an LED light to detect your blood oxygen saturation. But for me, I have sleep apnea, so this is a very important metric. I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of battery life to get some of this. So let's see what we got here. Oh, perfect. We got real-time monitoring. Okay, this is hands down, this is amazing. This is really gonna fundamentally change. Okay, so I'm gonna just go for the real time. I think 30 minutes is already a huge improvement, but I'm gonna just go with real-time monitoring. Let's see how much it impacts the battery. I am very, very excited about this. Okay, temperature, that's very interesting. I wonder what that stat does. Sleep alarm. This is great. So you have a smart alarm feature. So it'll try to wake you up in a light sleep. So you can set it to all the way up to 60 minutes, which is a very nice feature. I don't use this as much because I just wake up the latest as possible. but it's very, very nice that they include that. So a lot of smart features with the sleep. There's so much to cover here. Bedtime reminder, that's been very helpful on the other watch. I use it quite extensively. And what else we got here? Done sleeping notification. Yes, I like that. So you get a little report, you get a little notification at the end of your sleep cycle. That to me has been amazing because it just makes it so easy when I wake up to see my sleep report, and I really appreciate that. So this is a very good feature. Notifies you when your new sleep record is ready to be viewed. I'm tempted to turn on the bedtime reminder, although I haven't been respecting it a lot in the past. I'm also very tempted to use this as my sleep alarm and to just really try the smart feature. So I'm gonna have to commit to that, and I will let you know, maybe in this review or the follow-up 6-month review. Avoid greasy food 3 hours before bedtime. Damn, that is definitely not something I do very often. So I'm very happy to report that they fixed the issue where your location is no longer binded to the actual units that you want to see for the weather. And the weather is a very important metric that I need to see. I actually just use my watch as a way to check the weather all the time. It's just like looking at the time, for example. So if I scroll down, I go into settings, I can set it to Celsius, despite my phone being set to USA English.
All right, so let's wrap up this review. Guys, I have to tell you, the TicWatch Pro 5 is a game changer. It's taken a leap from its predecessor, and in my book, this is easily one of the best Wear OS watches out there. There is one little catch, but we'll get into that in a minute. Now, in terms of the design, I have to say this watch is sleek. It dumped the old school numbers around the bezel. It doesn't have any bulky bezels unlike the Pixel Watch 4, and it has a very just clean, seamless type of look. The gunmetal finish screams premium, and it's very tough, thanks to the high quality military grade materials that are super lightweight as well. Now, here's the kicker. The battery life on this thing is off the charts. It's got an ultra low power display, meaning that you can always have an always on display without draining the battery. Plus, it gives you all kinds of really cool, handy real-time stats. And it even changes colors to indicate different heart rate zones. Now that's pretty cool. And also in terms of the battery side, this thing packs a 628 milliamp battery. This is the biggest I've seen on a Wear OS watch. And yes, it definitely delivered the promised 80 hours of battery life, even if you got all the bells and whistles turned on. Now, after that, the essential mode and crazy fast charging, this battery life is, you don't have to worry about it on the TicWatch Pro 5, basically. Now, tech-wise, this is a powerhouse. With the Snapdragon W5 Plus Gen 1, you're getting 50% more power efficiency and twice the performance. The way that this chip handles tasks is just brilliant because it delegates things like real-time notifications and heart rate sensors to the co-processors, which are low powered. And let's not forget all the upgrades like Bluetooth 5.3 for a faster and more stable connection. Another thing that I love with this watch is the haptic feedback. It's just top notch. It feels premium like an Apple Watch. It just gives you a nice gentle nudge whenever you get a notification, and it feels very pleasant. It's not annoying or anything like that. And of course, the rotating crown is just another premium element to this watch. I just love that I can scroll through notifications so fast. It just being able to glance at all the notifications within seconds instead of having to finger swipe. It sounds weird, but it's just way better to use the crown when navigating notifications. Okay, so here comes the caveat. The TicWatch Pro 5 doesn't currently support Google Assistant. Now, this is not a fault of my voice, but this is a weird thing with Google's current Wear OS policies. Even their old watches, like the Fossil watches that are on Snapdragon, are not supported. So I'm really hoping that a software update fixes this soon, and I'm very optimistic about that. Thankfully, we have alternatives like Alexa, which are actually quite complementary to the capabilities of Google Assistant, particularly in excelling in tasks like reminders and playing back the news through the speakers.
From CBC News, the world this hour.
Now, you can sideload the Google Assistant Go, which is a lighter version meant for phones. Set a reminder in 30 minutes to pick up the garbage.
Sure, I'll remind you today at 7:45 p.m.
It works okay. It's actually quite capable. It's very reliable. However, you can see that it doesn't look that great on a smaller device. I'm still hoping that they release the official native one, but this is a very good alternative, and I'll leave links in the description on how you can set this all up. Now, I actually created a new app that you can sideload, and this allows you to customize the physical buttons on the watch. So for example, long pressing will call your voice assistant, and a single tap on the top can trigger any other app. I personally like to bind it to my flashlight since it's so handy. You can also double tap, but this requires accessibility and it will override the Google Wallet functionality. I don't have Google Wallet functionality on this particular review sample of this watch, but hopefully Amavoy sends
a release model that I can test more thoroughly. If you want a detailed tutorial, please do give a like or a comment and I will be motivated to make that video. But all the instructions on how to sideload the Google Assistant Go and my custom app that lets you bind physical buttons will be in the description of this video.
So while I haven't gotten into every detail about this watch, I hope this rundown gives you a feel for the TicWatch Pro 5. Having put it through the paces alongside its older model, I can definitely vouch for it. This is one hefty upgrade, and I would recommend it in a heartbeat. Oh, and by the way, since I didn't touch all the health features this time around, if there's something that you're specifically curious about, please let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, do check out my apps, TransitNow and CycleNow, which are Wear OS apps for the Google Play Store. TransitNow works for Boston Transit, Toronto TTC, and AC Transit, and CycleNow works for all markets, all bike share apps out there, and it helps you plan your route a lot faster. So check it out. Leave a comment if you're curious about it. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any suggestions for my next review, please let me know, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.